Alright guys, so what we have today, I'm going to go over the Convene system for Wuthering Waves. When I first started playing, I didn't quite understand a few things, so I want to put this out there for anyone who's just thinking about picking up the game. Or maybe if you just picked it up recently and you don't quite understand everything, so this would be a good video for you to start with. So basically what we're looking at right now is the featured Resonator Convene. And this week is Gian. And basically what you have a patch every 6 weeks. And you have a featured resonator for the first 3 weeks and a featured resonator for the last 3 weeks of the patch. And right now you're looking at Jin, who is actually a rerun because he was actually released several months ago. So this is a rerun for him. And to convene, you'll see at the bottom you have the ability to convene once or 10, and that will be using Radiant Tides. So basically when you use a Radiant Tide, you're basically, you can say like rolling the dice trying to get this resonator. And you can also use Astrikes, which is the currency of the game. 1600 Astrikes will get you 10 convenes. So with that being said, let's look at the odds for each character. So the base 5-star resonator drop rate is 0.8%. So every time you convene, you have a 0.8% of getting the featured resonator, or getting a 5-star resonator, and that is very small. So I will say, if you really want to get a resonator, a featured resonator or a 5-star resonator, you need to plan on attempting to do 80 convene, because the average drop rate, including the guarantee, is 1.8%. But you are guaranteed to obtain at least one 5-star resonator every 80 convene. And below that, you can see here on the second point, every time a 5-star resonator is obtained, there's a 50% chance it will be the featured 5-star resonator, and there's a 50% chance that it will be a random non-featured 5-star resonator. And all of the 5-star resonators that are non-featured have an equal drop rate. So it's not like you have a better chance to get the 5-star resonator from the previous banner than one that's been out for several months. They're all going to be the same. And you have to see also that if the 5-star resonator obtained is not the featured resonator, the next 5-star resonator is guaranteed to be the featured resonator. So with that being said, you have 80 convenes and you will get a 5-star resonator. If you miss the featured 5-star resonator, if you can get 80 more before the banner ends, you will get that particular featured 5-star resonator. So with that being said, you also have to understand that your convenes carry over to the next banner. So say I'm trying to get GN and I only manage to get 40 convenes because say I get busy and I just can't grind the other 40. When the next banner comes, you will only have to get 40 convenes to reach 80, and you will get a shot at that featured resonator or another 5-star featured resonator, random 5-star resonator. If you missed them before, that convene is going to be the featured resonator because it's still going to be guaranteed. So that's kind of something you need to understand. And as far as like how many convenes you've done, so say you do 10 the first week and then you kind of forget, you have here where it keeps count for you. So I'm looking at this, there's 5 on the screen at a time, and you can see this is the featured resonator convene. I can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. And you see 45 convenes ago is when I received the Shorekeeper. And you have to see also that if say you get lucky and you don't have to go to 80 convenes to get that 5-star resonator, whenever you get the 5-star resonator, the count to 80 starts over. So it's not like you can go to 80 and if in between the next 80 you get lucky and get a 5-star resonator, you have to get 80 from that particular point when you receive that 5-star resonator. So that's kind of something to keep in mind. And also you have to look at the weapon banner. So each featured resonator has a featured weapon that they use. And you don't have to get the weapon to use the character. You can see there are other banners where you can get a standard resonator convene. And this is like a generic 5-star weapon, which is good. Usually not going to be as good as the featured 5-star weapon as far as that particular character. However, the 5-star weapons are there, and they're kind of generic, but they're still good. But going back to the featured 5-star weapon, Convene, this target 5-star weapon is guaranteed within 80 convenes, meaning it's not that you have a 50% chance on 80 of getting a random 5-star weapon or getting this weapon. If you perform 80 convenes for this featured 5-star weapon, you would get it. So it's a little different than the 5-star Resonator banner, because you get 80 convenes, this weapon is yours. And you can also get lucky and get it early, but you don't have to plan on doing more than 80 to get this weapon. So with that being said, guys, that's pretty much a good solid overview. For the weapons, you are using Forging Tide as the token, so you're not using the same type of token that you would use for the Resonator Convene. That you can see they use Radiant Tides. And if you're wondering where to get these at, you can, let's go over here to the store, and you have Afterglow Coral. And Afterglow Coral is received when you're convening. Say you already have a weapon, or you already have a 4-star Resonator, and you get that 4-star Resonator, it will give you an Afterglow Coral instead of the Oscillated Coral. The Afterglow Coral you can trade for Radiant Tides, Forging Tides, or Lustrous Tides. The Oscillated Coral you can just use for different items that you use to build your characters or to rank up your characters. You can also get shell credits, which are useful. And basically you also have the title exchange, where you can just do airstrikes for Radiant Tides, Forging Tides, or Lustrous Tides. So with that being said, guys, kind of a good overview of the Convene system. If there are any questions or anything you think that I missed, let me know. Anything you think should have been included. But if you watch this, guys, I appreciate it. Hey, please drop a like or a follow, or a subscription, I should say. I've been on Twitch a little too much. Hey, thank you guys for watching. All right, have a good one and keep grinding.